Hello, and welcome to Lesson 23 of Speed Puzzling 101 Tips and Tricks. Quick speed puzzling lessons in usually under 10 minutes. Today's lesson is part 2 of preparing for a puzzle marathon. Part 1 was released recently and that looked at the physical preparation. Today we're looking at the mental preparation for a puzzle marathon. As a disclaimer, a puzzle marathon is not for everyone. There is a physical component for any type of marathon. There are different lengths of marathons, so you may be able to find one that suits you, but just make sure that you are medically able to complete whatever marathon it is that you choose to participate in. I'm doing this video for a few reasons. Number one is that there is more and more marathons popping up around the world. There will be quite a few this year. Most notably will be the 24-hour marathon taking place in France in April. I am not participating in that one, but I will be attending the 24-hour Puzzle Wave Marathon taking place in Canada in March, and I will also be completing my own personal individual 24-hour marathon for International Puzzle Day taking place from January 28th to 29th, right when this video is being released. Before I talk about preparing for a marathon, I just want to mention that as part of my individual marathon I'm taking part of, as well as the team marathon, that we are raising money for the Canadian Mental Health Association. There's a link below that you can click to donate to myself or to my team. Any donation, no matter how big or how small, is greatly appreciated and will definitely go to help someone in need of support. So in the previous video, I did talk about the physical preparations you need to do and looking after your various body parts that are going to be used a lot more, like your eyes, feet, hands, neck, back, bottom, all the other things that go into it. That's the physical aspect, but there is still the mental aspect that goes with a marathon, and that's what we'll look at in this lesson. Puzzle marathons are long hours, and whether it's a team marathon or a solo marathon, there are things to take into consideration, and it will be slightly different depending on who you are doing the marathon with. So we'll look at solo a little bit as well as team preparation. First, the solo preparation because it's easier. Just puzzle for long periods of time with something else going on in the room. Everyone's slightly different. For me, I don't want to be just alone with my thoughts for 24 hours. Essentially, you're putting yourself into solitary confinement. That's never a good idea. So make sure something else is going on in the room. Whatever you choose to put on as other noise in the room should be something that doesn't require a lot of thought. This means avoiding new TV shows, maybe even new music, podcasts, movies, nothing that's going to distract your attention. It's ambient noise at this point, just to have something else going on. The reason you don't want something new is you don't want distracting your focus, and this is also true for team marathons as well. You don't want new sources of information coming in because you want your focus to be on the puzzles in front of you. Even though this is over 24 hours, you don't want to be distracted. If you are preparing for a team marathon, you do need to get used to other people being around you for long periods of time and being able to interact with them while also focusing on the puzzle. So this can be done in a few ways. Now, the best method is just to practice with your team for long periods of time. Not always possible, but that is the most ideal way. If you're having difficulty joining up with your entire team, especially if one of the larger ones, put yourselves all in a Zoom call or a phone call or something and just have that ability to talk while you are sitting there doing some puzzles. And the longer it takes, the better you're going to be able to see if you can focus during that time. It's also good practice not to be distracted by the computer screen or the phone or whatever is off to the side. You can focus on the puzzle in front of you while having interactions with others. Now, if you are having a team practice, which is what I said is ideal, make sure that puzzling is always taking place during that practice, especially as you get closer to the event. It reinforces that group breaks are not going to be happening on the day. In addition to this, similar to the physical preparation, is to practice for longer and longer sessions and trying to keep that focus going all the way through. If you're getting distracted quite easily a few hours in, or you're finding it just hard to stay focused on the task in front of you. It might mean that you focus too much at the start, or you were trying to go too fast at the beginning. You want to look for the consistency throughout. Don't overthink things at the start. The more intense you are at the beginning, the more likely you will have a significant mental drop off at the end where you just cannot focus on anything. And that's going to be a combination of exhaustion as well. Those last few hours are very, very difficult. In my first 24-hour marathon, I've mentioned this quite a few times before, but I do not remember the last few puzzles of that 24-hour marathon. The focus, there must have been focus there because I finished the puzzles. I saw the video evidence of it, but didn't remember it at all. So parts of your brain will start to not work quite as well as you want them to. Don't put your brain into overdrive at the very beginning. In your preparation, try puzzling at different times of the day when your brain has been active for various different lengths of time. This can mean doing puzzling as soon as you wake up, like immediately after you wake up. When you are doing a puzzle marathon with a team, you may only have an hour break or a 2-hour break, and when you wake up, you have to go straight back in. You don't have the time to go get a coffee or do something else. You're straight back into it. So practice waking up from a nap or sleep or whatever and going straight into a puzzle. You can also try not starting puzzling until very late in the day, like very late evening after a very long day when your energy levels, you just can't be bothered. This will represent what you will feel like as you go into those last 6 hours or so of a longer puzzle marathon. So like I mentioned, have something that's going to occupy your mind as well, whether it's music or a TV show or a movie you've seen a whole bunch of times. Podcasts, if you already listened to it, then you're probably fine. But these are long hours. If you're on a team, it may still be worth having something to listen to at every so often. You can't talk for 24 hours. There's only so many things to say, really, and have something else you may want to listen to in a team situation. When it comes to teams, having to focus on puzzles for a long time as well as the social component of it can be very draining, especially for people that may be a bit more introverted. Just keep that in mind for other people on your team or for yourself. It's fine to still puzzle, but just take a few moments to yourself. I wouldn't find it rude if someone says, I'm just going to put headphones in for a bit. Absolutely. Take whatever time you need to stay focused and on track. I don't believe there's an obligation to have to speak for the entire time you're doing this. And just be aware that not everyone has the same social battery as others. That is it for part 2 of this marathon preparation video. It's a shorter one, but just make sure you're looking after yourself mentally through these. It's easy at the beginning. It will get more challenging as you go through. Whatever you need to do to make sure that you are still enjoying it, make sure you do that. If you need to take a break, take those mental breaks whenever you need to. Mental health is extremely important. To add to that, make sure to click the link below and make a donation to myself or my team as we raise money for the Canadian Mental Health Association. Mental health does impact everybody. 1 in 5 people annually will have a mental health issue. By the age 40, it will be 1 in 2 people. Mental health impacts everybody, so please, any donation you can make, whether it's $5, €5, €5, 5 whatever it might be, please leave a donation. Everything's appreciated. Thank you in advance. By the time this video goes live, my personal individual 24-hour marathon will probably be close to finishing or have just finished. You can check out updates for that on my Instagram page at @CanadianPuzzle, same as this page. And yeah, thanks. I hope everyone did something fun and enjoyable for International Puzzle Day. Leave a comment below letting me know what you did, or leave me suggestions for next year. This will be 2 years in a row that I have done a 24-hour individual marathon. Maybe I mix it up next year and try something different. But yeah, give me some ideas. Thank you for watching. I will see you sometime next week, maybe, possibly, depending on how long it takes to recover from my 24-hour individual marathon. There will probably be a lesson at some point next week, but until then, class dismissed, and as always, happy puzzling. Bye.